Good morning. So, this is the Discipline and Ideas in Social Sciences, DISS. In this video, we are going to talk about the key concepts in Marxism. So, he is Karl Marx, and he emphasized that material conditions shape consciousness and history. In his work, The German Ideology in 1845, Marx discussed the four stages of society. So, first, the primitive communism. During this stage, there was no concept of ownership and everything was communal. And then the slavery, wherein the source of conflict was between the master and the slave, and the feudalism, wherein the source of conflict was between the landowners and the serf, and the capitalist, wherein the source of conflict was between the bourgeoisie and the proletariat. So when we say bourgeoisie, they are the capitalists, the owners of production, and the proletariat are the workers. Okay, so to further understand the concepts, of Marxism, here are some important concepts like the alienation, the surplus value, the false consciousness, and the praxis. So we are going to understand these terms on the following slides. Okay, so first is the alienation. So this means the separation from one's true or necessary nature. And the idea was used by Marxists to describe the process by which labor is reduced to being a mere commodity under capitalism. So from proletariat's labor, workers are expected to produce surplus, or the amount of resources that exceeds the portion that is needed, which can be utilized as a profit. So in this concept, no alienation, the human being are not so considered as human, but they are considered as a mere commodity. It's just a worker. Okay, so they are separated from their true nature, no, their true human nature. But capitalists are considering them just as a worker, not as human. Okay, so that is the idea behind alienation. The separation from one's true or necessary nature, wherein proletariat or the workers are being considered as just a commodity or a worker under the capitalism. Okay, next is the surplus value. So the value that extracted from the labor of the proletariat by the mechanism of capitalist exploitation. Through capitalism, the bourgeoisie was able to exploit by paying them less than the value of their labor in order to produce the profit. Okay? So, surplus, sobra yung effort exerted, sobra yung time, no? And the amount of effort, yes, exerted in doing such job, but the payment could not compensate their labor. Okay? Surplus. Yung sobra yung binibigay nila sa work, but then the payment are the capitalists are paying them less. Okay? So it is illustrated in the picture here, no? The working class and the wealth created by his labor. So ang dami na niyang na produce, right? But then the capitalists are just giving him or giving the worker a minimum or the wage that could not compensate the effort of the worker. So that is surplus value. Okay. Next is the false consciousness, when the members of the working class are deceived from their true class position, when they fail to realize their class oppression. This false consciousness is said to cause workers to disregard the true nature of oppression because of the belief in the possibility of upward mobility. False consciousness. Alam nila, right? They know. Okay? They know that they are being oppressed, but then they disregard false consciousness. They disregard that knowledge because they believe of the possibility of upward mobility. Okay? So parang in our own words, parang you go with the flow na lang or patay mali ka na lang sa nangyayari because alam mo that there is um, injustice in the workplace. Okay, you're not paying the wages that is supposed to pay to you, but then parang tinanggap mo na lang kahit alam mo na you are being oppressed. Okay, so that is false consciousness. Though alam mo, but then you disregard the true nature of oppression. Okay, that is false consciousness. And it happens as of today's work settings. Okay, there are plenty of workers who are just practicing this false consciousness kasi wala naman silang magagawa. Okay, so that is the idea, no, of false consciousness. Now we go to the praxis. As you can see in the picture being attached, it is the process by which a theory is enacted or realized by critically assessing the world and change society based on the worker's own class interest rather than accepting the ideology of the capitalist class. Okay, so during um, this concept is putting the theory into practice. So as we can see, some of the workers, no, may mga union sila, right? Labor union sila because they are trying to enact. They are trying to practice, to put into practice what is the what is their right. Okay, so they did not just read or believe in the theory and the concepts, but they put them into practice. For example, the workers know that they are paying or they are paying less than the amount of their effort. Okay, so they can form a union to to fight, no, with the capitalist, no. So magkakaroon ngayon ng conflict in the workplace kasi this proletariat, this group of workers will put into practice what they know, the their rights, that they are going to fight for their rights. So magkakaroon ngayon ng mga aktivista sa mga company, may mga union, may mga welga because of the concept praxis. The labor, the proletariat are putting the theory into practice. They acted upon what is worth fighting for. Okay, so that is very opposite, no, to the previous concept, which is the false consciousness, na though alam ng worker na he is already oppressed, but then he or she disregard the true meaning of that oppression. But in praxis, the proletariat in here are acting the the what is they are claiming, no, what is just for them according to the theory. Okay, so I hope that you understand this four terms, key concepts, no, the important concepts to understand Marxism. Okay, so thank you so much for listening.